Over the next 30 minutes, you're going to see how to tackle a full-blown food crisis and turn our tiny settlement into a thriving hub of agriculture and trade. We'll dive into how to boost your farms, set up a profitable trading post, and get your economy booming. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to turn a handful of settlers into a well-fed, prosperous community. Let's jump in. Well guys, welcome back to Manor Lords. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. And so we'll jump straight into things here. We've got a new message. Raiders near. We've received reports of a band of raiders roaming the nearby lands. Should we track their steps? Yes, definitely. So as you would remember, we've got a bit of a food issue. We've only got 1 month of food supply left, and it's early March, well, middle March, and things are starting to pick up again in a little bit here. So we've got our wild animals starting to grow their population again. We've got a family on the hunting camp, but I do think it's important that we get someone on these mushrooms as well. Let's just have a look if the construction is finished. I think I have done that already. Yeah, so we'll go ahead and add a family there so that we can make use of that mushrooms. Now we don't have any unassigned families. Let's go and have a look here at our farmhouse. There's nothing that we can save there. Woodcutter's lodge is empty. The saw pit is going. So we drastically need more villagers. That is important. So they are building us some more burgage plots over here. We have space for one family, so as soon as they come in, things will definitely start picking up a bit. I'm also thinking of adding as much as possible food production to all the burgage plots. Right over there we've got our chicken coops, and here we'll do some more vegetable gardens. So yeah, hopefully we get some new families in as fast as possible. We need to get the farming going, we need to get trade going. That's the whole point of this series, for us to build our regional wealth and see how quickly we can build a strong economy. That'll definitely be necessary for this raider attack that is coming in about 1 year's time. So as we're speeding things up and the construction is underway, I do think that it is really important that we get someone on the farms. That's important because if we miss the season, it's going to be a problem. So let's take a look. We've got enough planks at this stage that I'm removing the family from the saw pit and adding them to the farmhouse. Then I also want to go ahead and upgrade to a plowing station, so that we can have an ox permanently assigned to the farm. That'll just make the plowing a bit faster. Let's take a look. So we've got wheat on that field this year, and then nothing on the other field. I don't think we'll be able to handle both of them, so we'll go ahead and let them get going on this field here. We need a family for construction. I'm also going to remove the people from the logging camp just temporarily, and then speed things up a bit. Obviously the iron is also important. We will need to get extracting iron as quick as possible, and that'll definitely help us boost our economy once we can start exporting weapons and so forth. It'll also help us to build a supply of our own weapons so that we can defend ourselves against these raiders. So we've got 2 families available right now. Just want to see, yeah, I think we'll leave it for now. Maybe we can add 1 ox to the farm so that the plowing can go a bit faster, yeah. Okay, so I've assigned 1 family to the logging camp again. We do not want to stop timber production. That is the backbone of our village, so they'll get to logging. While our family over here continues with the plowing, and then at least we have someone on the mushrooms at the moment. Food has already picked up. Look at that, 4 months of food. That's what we want to see. I must say that I am really enjoying this new map, the Twin Lakes map. It's got some beautiful visuals, and yeah, just look at the fog over there on the horizon. It's pretty awesome. So thanks for joining me. Remember to like and subscribe to the channel so that we can keep the Manor Lords content coming. Okay, so now that the food situation is a bit more under control, I definitely need to add as many burgage plots as possible. Yeah, we'll do it like that. So we've got 2 houses with an extension each, I believe. Yes, so we've got 2 extensions, 2 houses, and one we can house another vegetable garden. The other one is a bit smaller, so we can always see if we can get an artisan in there. And then once they build those houses, luckily we'll have a lot more space available here. Unassigned oxen needed for construction. Let's see if we have 2 of those. Where have I moved that hitching post? Right over here. So we need to upgrade that. We only have 1, so we need to get on that immediately and order ourselves another ox. And I'm also gonna build another hitching post, which will upgrade to a stable right there, a bit more centralized. Let's go ahead and order ourselves another ox. As you can see, we've already got some coin in by the trade that we are currently doing. That'll be mostly planks and charcoal, of course. So that'll help us just to get this economy started. And let's see here, the wheat field. I've also just about been done planting, so now it can start growing, and that means we'll get some wheat in at the end of the year. And then just let's take another look at our burgage plots over here. On this one we can add an extension, and on that one we can also add an extension, and construction is underway. Also, now that the field has been plowed and planted, I'm gonna remove this ox from the farmhouse as a permanent assignment so that the other families can start using him for construction purposes. So while we wait for construction to finish, let's take a look at our reserves. We've got 7 months of food, that's pretty good, and then 4 months of fuel, but luckily the woodcutters lodge, they tend to work rather quickly, so once we add a family there, we will start getting fuel in pretty fast. I also want to go ahead and construct a windmill so long. Let's look, the efficiency there is not great, it's a bit close to the trees. It's better on this side, 95. Yeah, so we'll build it right there, we'll leave it at 95% efficiency, that is good enough for me. And then I'll remove this family from the farmhouse for now, because there's not a lot going on. And then on these bigger burgage plots, I'm going to add vegetable gardens.
Oh, this is heavier than it looks.
Okay, so we need some planks, but I presume that'll be coming in no time.
Gave the old ox a handful of month-old grey.
So over here on the sawpit we do have a limit of 10 timber before they continue production, so that we can of course build what we need to. And there is enough timber at this moment. I presume they'll get going pretty quickly. Okay, we have a bunch of families that has moved in. I'll be adding another trader for now, and I will also go ahead and order them a horse so that the trades can go a bit quicker. We'll upgrade the hitching post to a stable so that our horse can stay there, and then we'll get another ox because there will be space for 2 of them there. And then we'll add a family to the woodcutters lodge as well to get that firewood coming into our town again. Okay, we've got enough planks to add another vegetable garden there, and we'll add one over here as well, and then we can go ahead and purchase some cabbage seeds. Over here we've got carrots and beetroot. Over there we don't have cabbage yet, it's a bit more expensive. And then also just important to keep an eye on that hourglass over there for those raiders. We need to be prepared once they arrive. I want to do more carrots. And over here we'll do beetroot again. Also add another extension. And add another extension there. So that seems pretty good to me. We are starting to slowly build our population. And that's exactly what we need when those raiders start to show up. 16 days left until harvest. We don't have a big predicted harvest, unfortunately. I think we did plant a bit too late. We'll add a family to the farm. And then on this side they'll plant rye, excuse me. They'll plant rye as soon as the season changes. The regional wealth disappeared because we built all of these gardens over here. But it's important that we do have enough food to supply our population. So let's take a look at our hunting camp. We do have a family there. And then I also want to keep an eye on the mushrooms. Yeah, so I think we'll remove this one family from the forager hut now. We do have enough vegetable gardens going. So there's no need to have two of them over there. And then what I'll do is, let's have a look at our fuel. We need to add another family to the woodcutter's lodge to speed up production of the charcoal. That's what's making us money at this stage. So let's speed things up. I also want to take a look at our military. At least we've got 17 spear militia at this stage, and that's because we only have 17 spears and shields available. So a next important step, especially for our military and to build our economy, is to go ahead and make use of this iron deposit that we've got here. So we'll add a mining pit right there. And I think we'll give them road access to there. And also to the other side. Logistics is important. Harvest season has started. We want to make sure that we've got a family assigned there. Let's assign another one, so that we can prioritize what little agricultural gains we do have. And I also want to see if we can't plow and plant this field rye and barley. Let's do some barley for next year. The fertility is quite good. It's at about 71%, and then we'll do fallow the year after that. Now that they're busy thrashing, I'm going to remove one family, adding them to the windmill. And then we also need, of course, to build ourselves a communal oven. And we'll do that right over here. And then with the little flour we get in, at least we can bake some bread. Fuel is coming up. I just want to see on this side of the things how much charcoal we keep in reserve. About 30. That's not too bad. I don't want to go lower than that. Then we might sit with a crisis. And I see we can also order ourselves another ox now. We've only got one family on the farmhouse. Now that our population is growing, I'm going to increase that. We need to get the planting done as quickly as possible. And we definitely need to sort out these raiders. So let's go ahead and slow down time. And I'll take a look at where they are. Okay, so there's a few camps. That'll be a good influx of coin. I think we're going to start with these two closest to us. And we'll do that right now. So let's go ahead and rally our militia over there. And here goes our militia. So we'll quickly sort out those raiders. And if need be, we can order ourselves some more weapons for when this raider attack comes. And then while we wait for that, what I want to do, keeping the militia in mind, is on this side, this burgage plot where we don't really have a lot going on. We don't have a lot of space for another vegetable garden. So what I want to do is upgrade this. But they do have some requirements that's not been met. They need church access, they need meats, fishes, animal produce. So let's go ahead and start construction on a church so that we can upgrade the burgage plots to level 2. And then we'll be able to add a bowyer's workshop right there. Not enough goods. Okay, so we'll have to wait for those goods to come in. We do require some rubble stone, and we've got a small stone deposit there that we'll take care of in a moment. Just need to make sure that these guys are ready for war. Move a bit closer. Okay, they can go ahead and push forward. Okay, perfect. So we did lose a few guys there, I think about 3 of them. But never mind, we need to get this done. Okay, so I am going to send the first one to our town so that we've got a bit of regional wealth. The next one that we take will definitely go to our treasury. Reason for that being we might need to hire some mercenaries when this group of raiders attack us.
Yes, sire. Pick up the pace.
As soon as we take this one, I'll send them back first. We need to prepare for winter. And there comes the raiders already.
Stand and fight. We can't hold them.
Down to 10 guys on our side, but they are losing much more, so... Okay, perfect. Let's see where they are located, their camp. Okay, so we did lose about seven men. That's not that great. Okay, this one I'll move over to our treasury and then have them come back home. Alright, so they are planting barley for us. And then I've also heard that on another video I saw that if you make smaller fields, then it's much more manageable for your guys. So what I think we'll do is we'll do a bit of an experiment, not right now, but maybe later in this series we'll just make a few smaller fields instead of bigger ones, and we'll see how that helps us. I'm going to add even another family to the farmhouse. As soon as this person is done with the plowing, at least the sowing will go a lot quicker. Just need them to get this planted before winter comes in December. Okay, seems like we're going to have a pretty good harvest of barley, not too bad. And that'll allow us to produce malt, which we can export, and even ale, which we can consume in our village or export. And then what I also want to do is start gathering these stones. It's really important. If I can remember where. Stone gatherer camp. Put it right on the road there. And then once the planting is completed, which it is, we can now go ahead and remove all these families. See, our windmill is still going. Okay, we've got a bunch of families available now. That's pretty awesome. We need to upgrade our storehouse immediately. And then also, while we have families available, let's start mining for some iron ore. And just before winter arrives, we did manage to get everything planted. I am quite happy about that. We don't have any more grain stored in our storehouse, which means that we can also remove the family pretty soon from the windmill. There we go. No need for that anymore. And let's have a look at our trading post. I know, guys, we are jumping around quite a bit now at this stage, but that is just because we need to really focus on our economy. That is what this video is all about. So I need to get the economy going as soon as possible, especially keeping this raider timeline in mind. Food is looking pretty good, especially considering the amount of people that we've added to our little village recently. And the hunting camp is also still going strong. So I'm gonna fast forward and maybe I'll catch you guys in the next year. Alright guys, so welcome back. It is January. We are in a brand new year. I've got a bunch of families on this stone gatherer camp. 3 of them to be precise. Reason for that being is that I want to start construction of our church as quickly as possible. So let's go ahead and see if I can fit the church in right here somewhere. And then you've got a pretty nice view once you get out of church on a Sunday, looking out over the lake. That'll allow us to level up our burgage plots. We need to do that as quickly as possible to get in some bows for our archers. The fuel situation is looking pretty awesome as well. Let's see what we need. Okay, so we don't have enough people on the storehouse to transport everything, so I'm going to add a family to the storehouse, and then we can remove one family from the stone gatherer camp. They've gathered quite a bunch of them already, and the generic storage is full. So let's leave only one family. They can speed up construction, or not construction, gathering of our resources right over there at the stone gatherer's camp. And then also I want to start building more burgage plots immediately. Yeah, I think maybe we'll do it just like that. Important to grow your settlement. Definitely very, very important. And then I just want to go ahead and take a look at our timber industry here. We've got a bunch of timber coming in because we have 3 families on the logging camp. What I do want to do is maybe just extend this road for them a bit, and we'll fork it out in that direction, and then also in this direction. And then we can go ahead and add a forester's hut to get some trees replanted again. Alright, there we go. That seems pretty good for now. I see we don't have a lot of time left until the raiders come, so I'm wondering if we'll even have archers by that time. Let's make this construction the very highest priority. And then also, while we wait, we'll just go ahead and have a look at the available mercenaries. Okay, so we can at least get a few guys in there, but no archers. And these guys does have some archers available. Light mercenary archers. And then some brigands as well. So I think this is a pretty good all-rounded group of guys to get, and they're also the least expensive. Okay, let's take a look at what we have available. 120 firewood, 137 charcoal. So we've got a bunch of fuel for almost 3 years. So I'm going to remove a family from the woodcutter's lodge. Just leave one. Maybe add them to the charcoal kiln. So the charcoal is definitely bringing us some income. Yeah, so we've got 2 traders available there. And I think we'll order ourselves yet another horse. We will have stable space available because I've decided to build another stable right over there. So things are starting to look on the up and up, definitely. And pretty soon we'll have a stable influx of coin into our economy. And we'll have enough people to take on any raider or bandit camp that we need to. There's only 20 days left until they come. And if we look at our military, we only have 10 guys. And let's see, once again, I think I'm going to hire in this company for 60 coin immediately. Sign the contract. And we'll also, for 15 coin, add that local thugs group of guys. And let's see where they will be arriving. Okay, right over there. And we'll get them straight to our village. And there's another group. We'll get them to our village as well. So I think let's take this group. And there was another bandit camp not too far away, if I remember correctly. Let's see. Okay, they are not close by at all. Unfortunately, we'll just have to take the chance. I think once we see raiders on the map, we'll immediately go after them. We won't wait for them to get to us. So as you can see here, all the goods have been transported to our church. And construction is underway. A bandit camp was sighted. Let's see how far they are. That's a bit closer. So I think we'll go ahead and use these guys to take them on. One day until the raider attack. Enemy unit has been spotted. Let's see if we can find them. Okay, they are coming from that side. The raiders are on this side, or the bandits are on this side. Brigands for hire. Oh, there's another team. I wonder whose that is. Oh, that's probably one of the AI opponents. Hiring in their team of mercenaries as well. But never mind. Just keep an eye on it. You need to run, please. We have unassigned families. I don't want to stop finding resources, so let's add them to the mining pit there. You can always use those resources later. We just need to keep a close eye on those raiders. We don't want them attacking our village while we are undefended. Okay, but it looks like this guy, Marks, he is definitely pursuing the attackers. So let's hope he can take a bit of their intent from us. If he can keep them busy, why not? Yep, and it seems like the raiders are heading straight for his territory. That's perfect. That is perfect. What I want to do is move these guys to the front there. And then have the archers line up behind them. They have already responded. They are definitely seeing us on the horizon.
It's time for war! Rip their heads off!
Okay, there we go. We will definitely win them, so I just want to go ahead and have another look here. Okay, so war is definitely underway in Marx's region. And then hopefully this group, I won't need them anymore. I'll disband them. Luckily they were only about 15 coin. Okay, and you can go ahead and get that camp for us. And then while we're at it, there's another camp. I'm gonna keep this group, and I'm going for that bandit camp as well. And then they will pay for themselves. That way we don't have to worry too much about the 16 coin. We'll definitely get that back. And then they are completely worth the money we spent on them. I will send the money from this bandit camp to my treasury. And then you guys can go and get the next one. Okay, so one of the AI opponents is now claiming a territory. Let's see where it is. It's right here at the top where we are going into now. I'm gonna leave him to... He can claim that for now, it's not a problem. We'll get it back from him later. Okay, so we will have the archers line up right where they are. And these guys right in front of them. Perfect. Okay, so we can go ahead and capture this bandit camp. Okay, here we go. And then disband them. Perfect. Now we don't have anyone on the payroll anymore. So I'm quite happy with that. Take a look at when harvest starts. Yeah, there's quite some time left. It's only March. What I want to do is to upgrade that burgage plot so that we can add a boyer's workshop. So things are starting to come together quite nicely here in our little village, and pretty soon we will have the population required to boost this economy even further. So in the next episode, we'll definitely focus on the resources required to build up our militia, and mainly on weapons manufacturing, and that is definitely something to look forward to. And then of course we will focus on expanding our agricultural industry, because out of that there is a lot of resources that we can manufacture and that we can trade away to boost the coin coming into our village. So with that being said, I would like to thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. Thank you for your support. I really do appreciate each like and each comment, so please feel free to leave me one of those, and also remember to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with a lot more Manor Lords content coming up. And with that being said, that is going to do it for me, guys. Thank you for watching. Keep well. Cheers.